Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and today in this video we're going to be talking about dreams, astral travel, and a little bit more about psychic physical sensations. So diving into the topic of dreams, we all need to realize that the dream state is just another realm, and it is real. No matter how bizarre they can be and how weird and exhausting our dreams can be, it is a different realm, and it's where we go when we're sleeping. And recently, probably in the last 3 or 4 years, I've been having very detailed, long psychic dreams, and some of them are kind of disturbing. Back in 2017, I had a very prominent dream about Minotaurs and human-animal hybrids. So in this dream, the Minotaurs were out front, and behind them was a large army of human-animal hybrids, and they all looked different, and the Minotaurs were all different sizes. Now, this army of human-animal hybrids, they were like breathing really heavy, getting ready to go to war. They were ready to go to battle. They were getting ready for something. And this dream literally lined up with what JCK was saying. I don't know if some of you listen to JCK, but I listened to her. I've listened to her quite a few times, and I follow her on YouTube. And she had also posted a video on YouTube about Minotaurs. And I can't remember if it was a dream or if it was a vision, but I remember watching the video and saying, oh my goodness, what's going on here? This is pretty interesting that we're both saying this. What I think I was seeing, or what I feel like I was seeing, was a spiritual battle going on in the unseen realms. Or it could possibly be that there are beings and creatures and things underground that we know nothing about. And another very interesting experience that I had in 2013 was when I first remembered that I was astral traveling. I remember reaching out for my physical hand and grabbing onto myself and pulling myself back in. So I must have been out there doing some wild stuff. So when I do astral travel, I go underwater, I go outside of Earth. And the time that I did go underwater deep into the ocean, I was shown a dome and a city inside this dome on the ocean floor. Another dream I had that had something to do with the ocean is I was with a large number of military guys in military uniform. They were armed, and we were in a rocky area, and we were walking around this alien spacecraft, and it was very exciting and very interesting to be in this dream, because this particular dream, I was able to kind of get a really good understanding of how gigantic and enormous these spaceships are. And they have a lot of intricacies and details on the outside of them. And in a lot of these dreams that I have about UFOs, spacecraft, things like that, I'm always with a group of military men. And I'm not sure if these are other beings that just want me to think that they're military men, or if they're there to protect me somehow, and I'm just being shown this for a reason. And then I have the dreams of going off planet and going into the solar system and being very, very close to the planets and seeing the planets, their structures and the details and the colors. And sometimes I go to different worlds. I'm not sure which world I'm in, but these worlds, whichever realm I'm in or whichever dimension I'm in, I'm seeing these structures and the skies and the land, and everything is like iridescent. It's like beautifully colorful and bright. And one more thing to add about my deep ocean dreams is that there was a young guy that came up to me and said, you have to get the water out of your lungs before you wake up. So he helped me get all this water out of my lungs, and it physically felt so real when the water was coming up out of my mouth and out. It was like the weirdest sensation. It felt completely real. And sometimes when I'm asleep, I will feel big bangs in my head. Just all of a sudden, I'm in a deep sleep, and then all of a sudden, bam, or like a bomb went off in my head, and I wake up out of a complete deep sleep, and I'm like, it's just those are the types of things that I don't like, because I don't like to be woken up in a deep sleep and being like confused as to what the heck is going on. In 2016, I had woken up from a deep sleep again. I opened my eyes and I saw a gigantic golden circle on the wall, and it had about 4 or 5 smaller circles on the inside. And within those circles, within the little areas in between the circles, were symbols. It could have been light language, it could have been runes. I'm not sure exactly what it was to this day, but it was symbols, and the whole thing was illuminating the whole room, and it shined so bright that it's something that you can't forget something like that. So, like everybody does, we all go to Google to find out, if this stuff actually exists somewhere. So I went on Google and I saw similar images, not quite the same, but very similar. And I looked up light language and I looked up runes, and it was all very similar. So this must have been some type of signal or some type of message, and I'm not sure if it was like a download or if it was like a DNA upgrade. To this day, I'm pretty sure it was something like that, because it's one of my most special dreams. Now, going into the topic of psychic physical sensations. Everyone can have different sensations. Some people feel it in their head, some people feel it in their throat, some people feel it in their stomach. I normally feel it in my left ear. And it's funny because my left ear kind of sticks out, and I always call it my radar. So what happens to me is, if someone's talking about me, thinking about me, wanting to have some type of psychic connection, and they don't want me to know, well, I know, because my left ear burns, not on the inside, on the outside, on the cartilage and skin part. And if you touch the ear, it's not hot. I can only feel the heat from within. And 9 times out of 10, the image of their face pops in my head. That's happened quite a few times. So if I feel like it's an unwanted negative energy, what I do is an energy exercise where I imagine mirrors facing outward all around me. So whatever energy that they're trying to send to me, it reflects back on them. And that's a suggestion that I think that all of you should take. Now, a lot of this stuff can be associated with witchcraft or witches or whatever you want to call that. But I don't identify as that. I am just a very highly sensitive, intuitive, psychic person. And if people go out into the world and they want to identify themselves as a witch, that's their thing. There are people out there that really don't understand the depth of what they're talking about. When they see someone like me and the things that I've experienced, they'll just come out and say witch, because they're not educated enough and knowledgeable enough to understand what they're actually saying. So I think it's important not to rush to judgments and not to slap a title on someone when you don't have the full understanding of what it is that person's going through. So another aspect is synchronicities, and I think everybody's having those nowadays. A number of synchronicities, word synchronicities, where you could be reading a word and somebody behind you could be saying it at the same time. I get the word synchronicities almost every day. I love those. Also, in the past 3 or 4 years, I've been getting telepathy activations. Like if I'm talking to my mother or my husband, what they say, I already hear it in my mind seconds before they say it. Or images that are in their mind pop up in my mind. And I'm also having increased telepathy abilities with my dogs and animals. And that's probably one of the neatest things that I've experienced. So as always, I'm going to conclude this video with saying, always say, I'm at the right place at the right time, and everything will work out far better than I ever imagined. And don't forget to release those negative thoughts. Be aware of your words and understand that you attract your own vibration. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow, and I will see you in the next video.